The day-to-day driving on the roads may look the same, but with the new year came some new traffic laws you need to know about. And if you aren't careful, you might find yourself drifting into the wrong legal lane, which you don't want to do. Attorney Patrick Salvi Jr. is here to tell us more about the new rules of the road. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about, there are some really interesting new laws, and one of the big ones pertains to organ donation and the new age that folks can sign up to be organ donors.
Yeah, that is true. So the change was that 16 and 17-year-olds that obviously get their driver's licenses, they can register for organ donation. That's new. They weren't able to do that before. So before, what would happen is if such a tragedy were to occur, a parent would have to grant permission for organ donation. Now the 16 and 17-year-olds, they can make their wishes known. The parents actually still retain the right to revoke it if they want. So I think in substance what you have here is young people are able to make their wishes known when they go to get their licenses. And it brings about, we're talking about it right now.
Exactly, the conversation.
A discussion about organ donation. Up to 300 people every year in Illinois die waiting for organ transplants. So this is the silver lining to a tragedy, that organ donation can save a life.
Absolutely, and I think there are hundreds of thousands of people that would be eligible to become part of that database too, so that can make a big difference. Another one that some drivers would be really happy to hear is that instead of having to wait behind the bicycle as it's going slow in front of you, now there's something different that's happening.
Yeah, so as we grapple with the relationship between bikes and cars on the roadway, as bicyclists become more and more prevalent on the roadway, the legislature enacted a law that allows a car to pass in a no-pass zone, overtake a bicyclist in the event, it's kind of interesting, in the event the bicyclist is going half the speed limit or less. And you might think, well, I don't have a radar gun in my car, how am I going to know that? But if you pull up to a slow bicyclist, you can look at your speedometer and basically see how fast they're going. Less than half the speed limit, go ahead and go around them.
I still always get nervous passing bicyclists. This always freaks me out. Exactly. You want to do it safely, but I always get nervous when I'm going around them.
Right.
Okay, we've got one more that kind of has some meat to it as well. That has to do with buying a new car. If you're going to buy a new car, you could see something different.
You will. This was a law enacted in August, and it went into effect on January 1st. So the dealerships have had a few months to get in compliance. You have to put the signage, the sales signage, the stickers at a dealership in the back. You got to put them on the rear windows. You can no longer have them on the driver or passenger windows or on the windshield. Any violation can be at first a petty offense, then a Class C misdemeanor with some fines, but more importantly, you can face legal liability wherein if there's a collision during a test drive, for example, the person driving the car, the potential buyer, could have a cause of action against the dealership.
Wow.
In the event such a thing occurs where an obstruction of view led to a crash.
Right.
And so that's a new law that they put in place in response to a tragic occurrence where there was a visual obstruction and there was a fatal crash. So that new law addresses that.
Gotcha. All right, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Yeah, can't have that obstructed view. Be sure to go to our website, abc7chicago.com. We've got a lot more information there, and we will be right back.